Hello everyone, welcome to Eminent Personality Webinars. I welcome you all for this today's first edition of this program on Eminent Personality Webinars on behalf of TechnoBiz. This webinar format, it's all about the professional journey of the eminent persons. Basically, the people are well-respected, well-experienced professionals. I know that most of us, we have celebrities in the movie stars and things like that, but our celebrities are from the profession. And this is our first edition of this program on the eminent personality. I'm inviting on regular basis various professional experts in various fields. Today, our focus is on the in conversation with eminent Indian rubber technologist. Why I choose, as you know, in rubber, lots of experts there in rubber technology from India. And I start this program, this webinar program, eminent webinars, with the eminent Indian rubber technologist. First of all, I'd like to convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay, because without him, I will not able to put this program. He is also coordinating, co-hosting together with me today for this program. And he is, without his support, I will not able to put this program today. And also, there are a lot of friends, rubber industry friends, who support this, and they shared information to the their contacts, inviting their colleagues, friends, and there are a lot of well-wishers and supporters. And our magazines, Rubber World and Rubber World magazine, and also Rubber and Tire Digest magazine, in Rubber Industry Business Network, Rubber Technologists Global Network. So, I'm sincere thanks to all the people, who helped me out putting this this webinar today. Today we have our first celebrity in the rubber technology. I call it Mr. Uday Banerjee, Uday Kumar Banerjee. He's 75 years old, rubber technologist. He's our first guest for this in conversation with eminent rubber technologist. I will quickly brief about him, but we will learn about him more from him, what his experiences. But he has more than 45 years experience in the development and troubleshooting and manufacturing of automotive and bicycle tires and tube manufacturing. And also he's specialized in the silica-based green tire, Silica-based technology. I think one of the well-experienced persons in the silica technology. And he has, he worked in the industry in various countries like India, in Iraq, Netherlands, in China, and many other countries as well. And in his 45 years experience, he has been associated with more than 20 plus companies. I'm just give you some names here. Maybe there are more here, more than what I listed here. Apollo, Goodyear, Dunlop, Redinstein, Yokohama, LINGLONG, Modi, Continental, Madhu Silica, Specials, etc., etc. So extensive experience, and also he's got a gold medal from the University of Calcutta in his bachelor degree, and currently is working as an independent consultant advisor for a number of companies and in the tire industry particularly. So it's a pleasure to have Mr. Uday Banerjee as a first guest for this eminent Indian rubber technology. The word eminent because these people are, as we know very well, that a lot of people who did good work, we are making use of that good work now, making our lives easier. So people like Mr. Uday Banerjee did a lot of good work, and they made practice and research and even the contribution to the industry that make our practices better now. What we are enjoying because of the past of these great expert people. Okay. But we will learn from him more. I will do the interview with him. So basically, the way we do this program is first we invite Mr. Uday Banerjee to share his experiences. From the beginning, to what he is now, And for young people like us, okay, including me, I can put myself as a young person. So a lot to learn, and his achievements, and also the lessons learned. See, the lesson can be good lesson and bad lessons. It's always, so we learn from others. So I request Mr. Uday Banerjee to share his experiences in his 45 plus years career. Also, we invite some of his former colleagues and his family member to share his few words about him and what kind of person he is and how he worked together, with their experience with him. And after that, we will make a quick presentation about what TechnoBiz is doing, activities of TechnoBiz, and then okay, and also during after my TechnoBiz presentation, we will have a technical discussion, and Mr. Uday Banerjee will answer some of the questions raised by you. I think some of you already sent some questions in advance, so I use them in the beginning, and then after that, if you have any more questions, he will be able to answer. So, as you know, his expertise on the tire technology mainly, and also silica technology, and general rubber technology issues. So if your questions are related to those areas, I will post these questions in, and then Mr. Uday Banerjee will answer them appropriately during the Q&A session. But the whole event, maybe at least, I don't want to put an amount of time right now, but I'm expecting it may be around 60 to 90 minutes. If the questions are many, we may continue more, because having a people like Mr. Uday Banerjee, and you can utilize this opportunity to, get some advice for your technical questions during the Q&A session. Okay, that is a plan for this, the program, and all this session is get recorded. If somebody misses or somebody wants to review it again, I'm going to put in this video into the TechnoBiz channel, and the people can view it later on, probably next week on Monday or Tuesday. I will upload into the YouTube. Okay, so that's a plan. Now I invite Mr. Uday Banerjee. Okay, and also Dr. Summer. I think most of you know Dr. Summer. Yeah. Okay, they will be, so coordinating, and then I will let Dr. Sama to kick off this discussion session. Okay, yeah, Dr. Sama is also yours now. Yeah.
First of all, thanks to Uday Banerjee, who is one of the respected Dada. We say Dada because I am in touch with him for last almost 25 years, and I learned many things from him. And Dada, I want to say you something.
Yeah, I actually know Samar for a long time, and we had a number of times deep technical discussions regarding tire and rubber problems and so on and so forth. So this is continuing. Although my work is now very limited, I am doing independent research from online, and about few years ago, I was deeply involved in tire technology, and at that time, myself and Samar used to have a lot of discussions. I have got a lot of respect for that boy. I say boy because he is much younger to me, but his knowledge is like a very huge brain. He is not a small brain. So that way I know Samar so well. Now, regarding my regarding my career, would you like to listen?
Tell your career. Yeah, you tell about your career. You tell about your career.
Now you see, I was basically a good student. So as a result, I did my first undergrad in chemistry major or chemistry honors from Calcutta University, and then I did my BTech courses, postgraduate courses in rubber and plastic technology, which is now renamed as polymer science and technology. And after and in my college, in my during my university post graduation, I stood first and I got the gold medal there. Thereafter, I got a chance to go for PhD in University of Akron under Dr. Maurice Morton, but unfortunately at that time my father had a cancer, so I could not leave the home and go for PhD. So I joined Universal Tire Limited, which is basically Birla company. They started that company to make automobile tires, but they were making at that time when I joined, they were making only bicycle tire under Semprit collaboration with very modern equipment and very expensive compound. And I had an opportunity to learn the from theory to practice. So I myself has run the mixing mill by myself by learning from the workmen. I know how to run a Banbedi 3D Banbedi by learning from them, so that unless and until I touch the rubber, I taste the rubber, I don't know the rubber properly. After completing after 2 years of working with Universal Tire, I joined I joined Modi Rubber Limited, which is a automobile tire company and which is under construction at that time. So I had the entire opportunity to learn the things from the basics to manufacturing of automobile tire, including truck tires as well as passenger tires, butyl tubes, etc., etc. And I had the opportunity there to work as a quality control man. But as a quality control, I used to enter into the compounding area to find the problem. So I could see that they were using mostly MBT and MBTS type of accelerator in the entire compounding system. So my question was there that whether or not we can use sulfonamide instead of MBT and MBTS in order to improve the qualities of the compound. But being in and after that, I had a lot of opportunities to learn about tire building, tube curing, and tire curing. Everything I could learn from there, from the very basics, including I used to work with the machineries also. I used to take interest in knowing the machines because I believe that rubber industries are, if rubber industries is challenges are derived, there are four major challenges. One is material, another is machine, third is machine material, and quality control, and machine material quality control, and process technology. Now process, and top of that is that the validation or testing of the final compound or final material or even the raw materials are must. So I have tried to know about how to do the Banbury. At that time it was GK 260 from Germany in Modi Rubber, and I could audit the machine for various kinds of clearances, for types of rotors, the condition of the rotors, the field factor or field volume is correct or not. So all these things I learned from there. Thereafter, I left Goodyear, left Apollo Tires. Uh, sorry, I left Modi Rubber, and then I joined in 1976 Apollo Tires, and Apollo Tires was an open field to learn. As it was under collaboration of American collaboration of General Tire, and we had an extremely active group with excellent intelligence and understanding. We were a few of the rubber technologists. We have done everything in Apollo tires, starting from mixing of the compound to thermocouple of the tire at the end. Although initially the compound formulations and compound recipes given by General Tire, we closely followed it by closing our eyes. But soon we found that these compounds are not doing well in India. So there we started our compound development program, and that was my starting of compound development program in a big way. So we changed almost all the compounds of General Tire in Apollo tires, and that is by the endeavor of our group and regular meeting, regular decision making. We ultimately reached to Apollo tire. Of course, this has improved many a fold after I left in 1983 and I joined Goodyear India Limited as chief chemist. Now, the basic reason was the health reason that I left Apollo to Goodyear. And in Goodyear, there was one important rule, that whatever nobody can change anything unless and until Akron says. So I used to report to Akron, but in Goodyear, because of my past developing experiences, I wanted to see what are the problems going on in Goodyear and whether we can solve it ourselves. So there was a problem of inner liner crack, which was happening very regularly, and lot of tires were coming back. So without taking the permission of Akron, I developed a compound and used that compound and made the tire and run the tires on pulley wheel and dynamic test, and this was there no cracks were visible as a result. And then I gave the entire report to Akron, has agreed ultimately that Indian rubber technologists also can develop things. So I was basically asked to go to Luxembourg as a researcher to join the group. But at that time there was a problem with Goldsmith, who took over Goodyear, and the entire thing was got messed up, and every activities got stalled. As a result, I was unable to go to Luxembourg. Although I have visited so many times, I have worked for Goodyear in England, in Wolverhampton. I have worked for Goodyear in Luxembourg, although for a short period, but I worked there. I worked in Akron for a short period, and these are the things which I did from there. And after that, because of when I saw that my future of leaving the country and working with a big research group is gone, so I left the job and started my own consulting group. And that consulting group named Polygon Consultancy, and I had huge consulting offers. And we, remarkably, I can give only one example, which is very important. That there was a tube plant called Chattarabad in Murarabad. They were in a fix. They were unable to make the tube plant because they had a sugarcane factory, and sugarcane factory there is a building, huge building, so they'll have to demolish everything. The other technologists told him that you'll have to demolish and make a new one. But when I went there, I saw that yes, that jaggery or the from the cane, whatever they are making, it has got a two-story building. So I told, you have got nothing to do, you have nothing to break down, you just use this building as a Banbury mixer. And that's how they got that immediate startup of the company, and it has done well for making tubes. And then after that, I have made so many trade rubber companies, cycle tire companies like Ralston. I was with Ralston making colored tires, and because colored tires, I forgot to mention one thing, that while in Apollo, I was given an opportunity to make colored passenger car tire, which I successfully made it. But because at that time silica was a big problem. Silica, first of all, there was no highly dispersible silica, only silica agglomerates, and it was very difficult. The pine effect was extremely high. As a result, the plan for making colored tire regularly was stopped, but it has shown some results, because Mr. Dharmender used that mustard colored tire from us. And then from Apollo, I had been to, while Apollo was under I
We have a connectivity issues with Mr. Uday. Maybe his voice is gone.
Piram, can he use only microphone, not the video? Probably using the video is consuming more data.
I guess so, yeah. He can do so, yeah.
So can yourself make his video off?
Yeah.
And we are not able to listen him. He is talking something.
Okay, noise voice is okay.
for working for Apollo. So that was the time when there was some kind of dispute between Apollo and France, and what is the then after finishing the Goodyear and consulting services. In between, I got a chance in Dunlop as a general manager quality assurance, but Dunlop was a sick industry, and we could not stay there more than 1.5 years. So I am from Dunlop. I got the chance to be a hello.
Yeah. We can listen you, sir. We can listen you.
chance had a chance to do the ISO 9000 lead assessor course, and which I successfully completed, and I became the lead assessor of ISO, and I audited many companies, excluding tire companies like cement, alcohol, etc., etc. In the meantime, I had applied there was an advertisement for Bridgestone. I applied for Bridgestone, and I got the chance to work there as chief of rubber compounding. And then there I developed a lot of compounds, including the silica compound, fully silica compound, and also there are a lot of problems, lot of defects, lot of tire returns, where I changed the compound and mixing procedure has been changed, and curing cycle readjusted. And then I was with automobile tire in Bridgestone for some time, and then I retired. And I joined as a technical consultant or technical chief of technical in in uh, Yokohama Tire. In Yokohama Tire, my challenge was that they were unable to supply the tire to Toyota because Toyota has given a specific rigid specification for rolling resistance and grip. So they were unable to meet the specifications. So that was the challenge given to me, and I have done the entire work on compound development, including machineries, process, and laboratory testing. So all these things they have bought RPA especially for this, which was not there when I was there. So using RPA and this dynamic testing machine, uh, I I was able to solve their entire problem, and my work was published in newspaper called Volkskrant when I was there, and then I left Bredestein, and then I joined Yokohama. Yokohama, of course, I have repeated the things. Yokohama was very happy with the tire because the tire showed equal rolling resistance compared to energy tire from Michelin, but weight grip was higher than that of
Energy tire.
Michelin
Yeah.
tire. So I was very much accepted there, and I worked there for about four years, and then I worked with LINGLONG as the chief of the technical in the factory. There I have developed tire compound starting from OTR to PBR to PCR, and there I worked with the various compounds, including the silica compound. And silica compound is such a compound. If you are able to manufacture silica compound properly, your rest of the tire companies are in the best state, because it requires so much of discipline of material parameter, machine parameter, and process parameter. In fact, I, as being a chemist, I have a thorough knowledge about especially the mixer, and the mixer which was running in LINGLONG was tangential mixer. So I asked them to make intermeshing mixer for making the silica tire. So the Chinese were so fast that on my next visit I could find out that machine is ready. And they after that the main problem with the silica is the VOC. So VOC, how to eliminate VOC, we have done a lot of work while in Bredestein, as well as in Yokohama, as a multi-mill system, and so on and so forth. So at that time there was a mixer called tandem mixer, which was developed by HBF, and I forgot to mention that while in Yokohama, I was associated also with HBF for their technical support when they're selling some machine to a company. I will go there and to find out whether it is a machine fault or a compound fault. This has happened quite some time. So this tandem mixer was very difficult to introduce into the market because of the cost and lack of knowledge how to run it. So in Yokohama, we decided to put this tandem mixer, and uh, today I can see that LINGLONG is producing almost 30 to 40% of silica tires for exporting to Europe, and they have been well accepted. So this was a story of which the material research is one of them. In material research, the silica itself, the development of silica, was a big challenge in the beginning when we started. Degussa now producing uh, 7005 silica. At that time, it was silica 7000 GR, and 7000 GR was not able to be dispersed properly into the rubber compound. At that time, we have worked together with Mr. Hademan and myself to, and also of course all the stuff, all the great stuff from Yokohama, uh, from
Bredestein.
And we are able to solve this problem to it, and it came up with 7005. Now they are Evonik, and they are producing a lot of silica, which are of 9000 and 5000 for truck tires. because truck tires is another story which is very, very difficult, because truck tire uses mainly natural rubber. And natural rubber has got protein, and protein which reacts with the silane, and silanization becomes extremely difficult. So in between, there are a lot of development in SBR, especially solution SBR. This is a functionalized solution SBR, functionalized BR has now changed the scenario of at least the PCR tire to a large extent, but truck tire still remains a problem. So a continuous research is going on with with the with the uh, with the functionalized SSBR and functionalized SBR. So these are the things. And right now, currently, I am doing currently the consulting online with a company called Athenium. Is from is from Thailand, not Thailand, Singapore, and I am also got several discussions of developing silica from Solvay for Indian market, and so on and so forth. So this is the most important thing, is that in silica or even carbon black tires, we should have a simulation test using DMA from Metrabib or anybody. So DMA is used. We have used DMA for developing the apex compound for truck tires, because there is a soft apex and a hard apex. So we had some problem with that apex durability. So using dynamic mechanical analyzer, we are able to create the proper G prime or E prime. That means this elastic modulus and loss modulus, and thereby the improvement in the tire is clearly seen.
So, Dada, this is about your tire journey, and you have also learned the silica technology by working with the Degussa people along with Vredestein. So, this silica learning you shared with any other company?
No, silica learning means this learning develop the new silica numbers, that is 7005.
Yeah.
7005 has developed from the mistakes made with earlier silica, which I forgot the number. It was something, I think,
Yeah.
7,000 or less than 7,000. But as far as silica is concerned, this Solvay has done a great job in developing silica, especially 1165 GR. This is the silica from Solvay, which is basically outstanding. We can 7005 and them have got some hairline difference. If you ask me, I will ask for 1165 first, and if not, then only I'll go for 7005. But there is a hairline difference. 1165 is a little easier to process, easier to mix. That is because of the reason that particle size and pore volume. Particle size distribution is not enough. You should have a pore volume distribution for having the good bound rubber into the, unless and until you achieve a good bound rubber, your elasticity of the compound is not there. So this pore volume, I name it as the footprint, silica footprint, wherein you can have different, in the same silica structure, you have got different volumes onto which the rubber molecule can enter. But if they are not able to get out, and then the elasticity is lost, very simply speaking, and that is the bound rubber. So we have found out that bound rubber content was better with 1165 compared to 77,005 at that time. Right now, they have improved the silica by quantity, by new numbers, that is 9,000 GR, 9,100 GR and 5,000 GR. So I do not know whether those materials have arrived in India or so, but these are getting used in truck trade to a certain extent.
So, Dada, if I ask you, you have worked in several companies, tire companies outside India, as well as you have worked in very good companies in India. So what you learned more in outside the India, or you have learned more in working in Indian companies?
The thing is that the most important thing is between the Indian company and outside company is the decision making. The trust of the company with the technical group is extremely high. And secondly is their decision making. For example, as I told you, that for bringing one intermeshing mixer from tangential mixer in Yokohama, it took me about 6 months. Whereas in case of LINGLONG, getting this intermeshing machine as well as the tandem mixer machine, it took me not more than 2 months. The machine has come. Not more than 6 months, the tandem has come. So this is, they do not know what you do, but you ask for it, now you got it, you give me the result. That's what is the concept there. But here, there are a lot of bureaucracy in India, I think, compared to outside India. That is my basic. The trust level of on the technicians and quicker response to the technical needs.
Correct. So Indian companies, they take longer time to make decisions, whereas the outside India, they take the decision much faster, and they have more trust on technical people. This
Exactly.
you want to see? Okay.
Exactly. And you see this is the basic difference with Yokohama and China. if you see, China is a little more faster than Yokohama. Yokohama is faster than India.
Correct, correct. So, Dada, what is your means learning in the different companies? Suppose Universal Tire, you started your career. What is your
In
learning from there?
Universal Tire, I would say a funny thing. Universal Tire, that Sempri tires gave formulations using, for example, 100.1 PHR natural rubber, then 20.2 PHR carbon black HAF, 30 PHR, 30.6 PHR, like this. Every material is having a digit afterwards. That means
Decimal.
30.1 and
Correct.
2.025 sulfur is how. So
Correct, correct.
it was very difficult for them. They were spending a lot of time in weighing correctly, because there is a quality control man who will check only what is written there. So I took the personal courage to make one compound totally giving full digit and as per the technical norms, and that compound worked very well. So then Dr. I.B. Krishnamurthy was my boss. He said that you change all the compound like that. So that was my great opportunity there to learn how to make a formulation. So that was a basic and ground on which I stood afterwards.
And what about Modi? What you learned from Modi?
Modi actually was a new plant. So Mr. Modi has got very open hands to all, but all the people joined in Modi are from Goodyear. So they were applying the Goodyear method in Continental. So there was a conflict. So what I learned from there is that first of all the compound mixing cycle. They were having GK260. So I used to follow myself the compound mixing and what are the mistakes the workers do due to hurry and earlier dumping. So all these things I have learned from there. That then those compounds, when I compared with the properly mixed compound, there was a difference in tensile strength, elongation, and etc., which I reported, and afterwards there was strong quality control effort in the Banbury. Secondly, I learned from Modi the tire building. Tire building, there was a major problem of turn up height. Turn up height used to be uneven, and as a result, there was some failure on the bead area, on the upper bead area. So I was my group. I myself was asked that this problem is coming from the tire, building. Could you please find out the reason? So I found out that turn-up heights and gum, they used to call gum strip. They used to put a gum strip on the turn-up and the turn-up and in the ply end. So they were not putting it. At the same time, some people, most of the people are trying to think that turn-up is just putting up. That's all. Whether it is folded or not folded, they don't care. So it was created a problem like this, and this problem was solved by tremendous amount of effort by training the builders and everybody. And in Goodyear and in Apollo, the main thing is that in their plant, I have seen that the ply compound using vinyl pyridine latex, but they are using the curative system of MBT and MBTS. So I was not the compounding head there. So I had talked Mr. Lange that slower the cure, better is the addition. So why don't you put sulfonamides instead of MBT, MBTS system? So they are basically German people. They got little bit, you know, annoyed that why this man is teaching us anyhow. But that was ultimately they had to do it. They had to do it.
Dada,
And
we
in
are Dada, we are now stopping you because some of your old friends will also want to know, want to say something about you. Peram,
sure.
Okay, it's a very interesting experience Mr. Uday sir has. Okay, now we have, one of his colleagues is, I invite him to share his experience, with Mr. Uday. Okay, let me invite him to, okay. I think you know him. Let me present you, Dr. Gerard Nyman.
Oh, hi,
Currently,
Kiran. Hi, Kiran. How are you? Hi, Kiran.
he is, currently he works with Krasmafai, okay, and as a head of R&D and technology for the rubber machinery.
Yeah, he was a
Before,
great friend of mine.
yes.
I learned a
So,
lot of things from him.
Dr. Gerard, now please, I welcome you to share your, your experience with Mr. Uday Kumar. Can you open your webcam as well as speaker, please? Yeah. Dr. Gerard?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's on. Yeah. Okay, your speaker, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
We cannot listen, you said.
Okay,
Am
I
I
can hear you
audible
now.
right now?
Yes,
Yeah,
you are.
now
Yeah,
okay.
go on.
Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience. Hi, Uday. I hope you are doing well.
Yes, yes.
Okay, it's so nice. I'm so I'm so happy to be part of talking to you in this conversation with this eminent person, because you are an eminent person for sure. For the others, Uday and myself are already in contact for almost 30 years. And at that time, I was based in Holland with the company Vredestein, and this name has already been reported by Uday a couple of times. And you have to know that within Holland, within the Netherlands, both Vredestein and going by bicycle is really popular. So it is Vredestein is being a premium brand, and Vredestein is producing tires, not only car tires but also bicycle tires at that time. And at that time there was a little problem because the company had to save money, so we have eliminated the skim from the sidewall of the tire, and we have eliminated several ingredients from the compound which we did not know why it is being used. And the problem was that after short term, the company faced a lot of ozone crack problems in the market, and it could not be solved because bicycle tires were attractive in market, but not by engineers. So nobody did know how to solve this ozone crack problem at that time. So we have hired Uday at that time as a compounder. He already reported on it, and what he did, and I learned a lot of him, he was reformulating all the bicycle tire compounds in such a way that the ozone cracks were gone and the quality was still very high. and especially for those tires which are meant for retired people, because retired people in northwestern part of Europe, they are going by bicycle for their hobby, and therefore they want to have high quality tires, but which are also looking very good. And also for sport tires for on-road and off-road racing, bicycle tires are really important. So that is what Uday has contributed, especially, and thanks to you, Uday, we can still say that Vredestein is still a strong brand in bicycle tires. So that is really good. And I really appreciate that we could talk together. And at the same time, I also would like to point out that Uday was from India. At that time, Vredestein was a real local country, and we did not have any foreigners in our workers, which means that intercultural things were also really interesting for you as well, Uday, because you had to live in Holland. In Arnhem, I visited your residence once for having a wonderful Indian lunch. And I still remember that very well. And we could interact not only about tires and about compounding and about technology, but also about cultures. How is life in India? How is life in Holland, and so on. And I learned a lot. And because today I am traveling in India quite a lot, at least before the Corona times. And now I realize how difficult it has to be for you and your family to live in Holland. And my question to you is, by what means was, let's say, dealing with different cultures in China, in England, in Luxembourg, in Akron, Ohio, in Holland, by what means did it contribute to your professional life?
I think without exaggerating, my experience with Netherlands is one of the best. One of the best because of the kindness of the people, and to learn each other, and to have very frank discussions, and very good association. I had the best association of technocrat in Vredestein compared to all other industries. And time and again, all the time I was going to you for discussion on, especially on calendaring. I remember, and I have learned a lot of things from you regarding calendaring and extrusion. Extrusion, including you send me to the DIK for the continuous mixing process which was going on at that time, to work for them for some time. And anyhow, because of the breaking down of natural rubber is an expensive process. So Dr. Professor Limper was having that its future is far away, is not possible right now because of the cost in making the powder natural rubber. So
Okay.
for that, I am really thankful to you for your all help and friendship when I was in Netherlands, and I respect you for your immense knowledge on especially extrusion and calendaring, and nobody can beat you. I am sure, because I have used your ideas in many other companies, and it has worked so well, and I have seen the people are not aware of that. So that's what is my personal opinion about you, and my heartfelt respect to you.
Thank you very much, Uday, but it is not about me, it is about you today. So, but I really appreciate that we met already 30 years ago, and I appreciate the cooperation we had and we will have in future. So thank you very much. Thank you, Peran, for being Thank you, Peran, for being part of this conversation with eminent like Uday.
Thank you, Gerard Nickman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gerard. Appreciate. Okay, then it's nice to connect the people who worked together before. It's nice. I have one more guest for you, Mr. Uday. This is your own brother. Okay, he sent me record video.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I think guys. Mr. Uday Banerjee, he's younger brother of
Yes.
Mr. Uday Banerjee. And currently is working for the Canoria Chembond. He's also involved with the rubber industry. Let me share his recorded video. Please stand by.
Yes, Atanu, how are you?
Dada, he is not there. His audio we are running.
Audio is not coming?
Yeah, it is coming. Peram is connecting.
Okay, stand by, please. Oof, okay. Unfortunately, this video is in the reverse. Okay. Please don't mind. I cannot do anything on this one right now, but look at him, little bit with the headband.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself is Uday Banerjee, brother of Uday Kumar Banerjee. I would like to tell and express that my professional career was started in the year of 1987, Delhi, from his house only. From my brother house, his biggest support system, he is too supportive, and he influenced and guided me to work hard whatever I like to do. As you are aware, that older siblings play an important role in the life of their younger siblings like parents. I treat him my parents. He always guided me and gave one mantra that dedication and hard working will bring success. I work as a techno-commercial person in the chemical field. I established myself by the guidance of my brother. I used to follow him to dedicated his work from morning to night at 10-11 p.m. Continually he is working. Beside his work, he is studying his own subject, rubber and tire technology. He is a man behind me to influence how to work a professional company. His mantra still I am carrying. Thank you, TechnoBiz group, to giving me a opportunity to speak my brother. I wish all of them great success in webinar discussion. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Uday Banerjee. I know you are there as a participant, but unfortunately I cannot connect you right now onto your audio. Mr. Uday, any words to your brother? I'm sure he's hearing you. Yeah.
My brother, he has gone up in the life by the hard work. He is a very hard working and very sincere person. So that has paid in his life. He is still a very hard working and very, very honest in his work. I bless him all the best in his life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uday. We will continue, after this, we will have a quick presentation about TechnoBiz. After that, we will have a Q&A session, a technical discussion with Mr. Uday. While I'm making a presentation about TechnoBiz, okay, because it's a first edition of, but we'll have more schedules on the way. We plan every alternate Saturdays with various experts, various eminent Indian rubber technologists. We're inviting them, ask them to share their experience, See, I believe in just like our parents. There are two types of people which influence. One is a family, other is a professional people. For professional mentors or professional colleagues and things like that, we should learn from these experienced people. You know, they're already well experienced, very old, and I wanted to utilize the opportunity to talk to them and pass on their experience to particularly younger generations. So with the kind support from Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay, you know, and in my contacts that, you know, we invited, you know, a few more, and we are putting a schedule. We'll be inviting more and more. Every plan is that once in every month we will have 2 sessions, alternate Saturdays. So our next speaker will be on 14th is August, Mr. R. Lakshmi Narayanan. He has more than 50 years experience, well respected, well experienced. He's from the non-tire industry. I'm sure we'll find a lot of interesting stories from him. And also Mr. Utpal Paul is scheduled on the end of August. He's also, well, you know, he has 50+ years experience, well respected in rubber technologist. And we have Mr. Narapati Dhar. We scheduled on him on the 11th September. I would request all of you to, you know, follow these, you know, eminent people. We need to learn from experienced people like them, and their experience are invaluable to us. I wanted all of you to make a mark in your calendar on the schedules of, you know, these eminent persons. Every month, at least 2 people, I'll, you know, experienced people, invite them, ask them to share, and also not only sharing their experience, but they can also give you advice. If you have any technical questions with reference to their expertise, they will be able to answer your questions. So guys, you know, this eminent webinars, eminent personality webinars, is all about learning from our very seniors. You know, we're talking about 70+ years old, you know, and they have huge knowledge. They are encyclopedias, and this is what our objectives are as an eminent person. So please mark these dates. You know, if, next edition it will be with Mr. R. Lakshmi Narayanan. In short, we call RLN, R. Laksan. Well respected, well experienced, and we'll be meeting on 14th August. Okay, let me quickly, you know, I'm going to make a 10 minutes presentation on the TechnoBiz, what we are trying to do, what our services are for the rubber and tire industries. I wanted to have a quick glimpse of what we are trying to do. In the meantime, you can also post your questions, any of the questions that you want to ask Mr. Uday Banerjee. Yeah, you know, he can answer some of the questions that you raised. Yeah. Okay. Let me open my web camera so that you can see me as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is me. Okay, I only see my emails. I got Param Prasadara. I represent TechnoBiz. I give you a quick glimpse of what activities we are in the, you know, and in rubber, latex, and tire industries. What is TechnoBiz all about, and who is TechnoBiz? I represent, you know, one slide. We are established 16 years ago and recognized as International Resource Center for the Polymer Industries and Process Technologies. I started with the business with the training programs, then we expanded conferences, exhibitions. Then, you know, because of the COVID, we are into the webinars, and then we have publications also. There we have a consulting service. But for the last 16 years, I've covered the polymer industry. Of course, rubber is one of the main things that we do. Okay, rubber, latex, tires, polyurethanes, plastics, adhesives. These are areas that we cover. All, you know, our services are pretty much global. We offer a training program, you know, in all kinds of segments in the polymer industry. And along with the polymer, we also focus on the filtration, separation, water and membrane technologies, energy environment, and also the chemical and petrochemical industry also. You can check our website, you know, for the technobiz.org, you know, for more information. I founded this company, TechnoBiz, 16 years ago, but I believe in a couple of things very much straightforward. The foundation for TechnoBiz is all about quality education learning. Okay, material wears out, but knowledge stays. That way, I'm blessed with a lot of good people, I don't want to name one person, but lots of experts from different parts of the world, they contributed, the journey for the TechnoBiz. TechnoBiz, when I ask you what is my role, I just want to be positive catalyst. We want to make a positive change in the industry, in the industry that we work with. So the role is being a positive catalyst. One of the main activities what we do is trade exhibitions. Okay, because of COVID, we stopped for a while, but we have exhibitions, Rubber Expo in Thailand called GRT. We also do exhibitions in Africa Rubber Expo. We have a show in Arab Rubber Expo, which we do in Sharjah. In Africa, we rotate from different countries: Western Africa, South Africa, and in Eastern Africa. So we rotate different places. So I reach out to the countries. Exhibition is not about only serving the current rubber industry, but also the creating more investors in the rubber industry as well. But comes to the webinars, we have, as today you are joining Eminent. Actually, just started only this one. Eminent personality webinars is a new baby in the webinar structure of TechnoBiz. Because I have lost a lot of good people and I miss them, and so I miss them, so I don't have any memories like videos, because of the technology we have so much. So I wanted to meet out these eminent experts like all the Mr. Uday, Mr. Lakshminarayanan, and so on. So we can learn from these people, and the younger generation can take these lessons learned. Know-how webinars is one of the things that know-how webinars is our main activities which we offer education programs. Research webinar is basically focusing on the promoting research developments. Technology webinars are focusing on the promoting commercial technology. So you see the different objectives of each type of webinar. Know-how is education, research is promoting research, technology is focusing on promoting commercial technologies, eminent personalities about a journey of the eminent people. Okay, so it's a different thing. I wanted to look at these websites in the future and look at more information on this. But just to give you more information, Know-how webinars is a purely educational platform. Okay, and it's totally education. Okay, and we have focus topics addressing real issues. Our experts are from different parts of the world, well experienced, knowledgeable, and we have master classes, we have forums, we have Q&A session also. Some of our experts are available to give you the advice. You can have a Q&A session as well. Okay, so these are our experts. You can see, probably you may know some of them. All are very good people, experienced, knowledgeable, and also they're good human beings. I'm very much fortunate to associate with these people for many years, and they contribute a number of webinars, and there are more people here. They're from different parts of the world. Okay, from whether called in Asia, non-Asia, or Europe, or in US, from different parts of the world. These people contributed so many webinars for know-how projects. So I wanted to have a look at these websites, and I'll check. David is specialized on the latex. Dr. Gerard Naiman, we just met him. He's specialized on extrusion, rheology, tire technology, rubber molding. Dr. Graf on extrusion and also compounding. And Dr. Kinsuk Naskar from India is on the TPE. So Terry from molding, Henry from rheology, Robert Suster from Germany is on the materials, and Bruno Malanese is a rubber mixing plant, CC Ho in the latex from Malaysia. Dr. Samar Bandyopadi is one of the well-experienced rubber material and also the compounding expert. He contributes so many webinars, and you can have a look at it. Other Dr. Dario Nichetti from Italy. Stephen Chong is based in Australia, Malaysian Australian. He specializes on the latex foams. Dr. P. Thaumani is on molding and specialty rubbers. Mr. Priyabhadra Ghosh is on he is all specialized on various rubber products, rollers, rubber rollers, conveyor belts. And we have Mr. Lakshminarayanan also contributed on the rubber mixing plants. Dr. Samir Majumdar, one of the pillars for me for last many years, and unfortunately is no more. But he did so much help for TechnoBiz. He contributed a lot. I miss him personally. Okay. And Some more here. Mr. UK Prasad specialized on the rubber hoses. And Dr. Raj Ganesh is on the rubber testing and characterization. Aparna Joshi is on the basic rubber testing, and various he's also contributing. Dr. Ajay, he is a rubber mixing guy, specialized from India. Mr. Paranathan is an Indian based in India, is on molded pro. Kalyan Das, a rubber reclaim. Mr. P. Roy Chaudhary is in vulcanizer. So you see, all the topics are very much specialized. Mr. Bruno Milanese, also, because in Italian, he's also contributed to webinars in Italian language. So there will be more in different languages also for the know-how webinars. We have master classes. These are some of the master classes coming up. Okay, and this is a rubber compounding for non-tire products, which is scheduled on the September 13 to 17 September. You see, all these people are putting together efforts and doing this 5-day program on the masterclass on the rubber compounding for non-tire products. If you're interested, you can check our website to register it. Mr. Dr. Gerard Nyman on rubber extrusion theory and practice. He has a masterclass. Okay, they'll do change. Okay, and rubber mixing plant layout is available also now by Bruno Milanese. And compression rubber molding is a masterclass by the Terry Chapin from US. So you can have so many, and we also, okay, that's about know-how webinars, but we do have knowledge tests also to assessing your knowledge. See, our assessment of knowledge is not about the how much you know, memorize it, but objective is through by having assessment, so you keep yourself, refresh your knowledge or reinforce your knowledge at your fingertips. That's our object is all about. So we're having schedules on the knowledge test as well. We have TechnoBiz virtual forums. I think many of you have heard of it. We are doing the forums. This is basically promoting the technological developments. We have scheduled various country-based, region-based, Africa Rubber and Tire Tech Forum in November, India Rubber and Tire Tech Forum on the 4th December, the Middle East Rubber and Tire Tech Forum in January, and also we have Southeast Asia in Rubber and Tire Tech in April next year in India. So please check our website, technologies-webinars.com. These are sponsored presentations, and also we have some invited presentations as well, but it's more about promoting the new technologies developments happening in the rubber and tire technology. I'll give you a glimpse of the research webinars. As I mentioned, is purely promoting the research. See, a lot of times the research, what happened in universities and research institutes, sometimes limited to the research, their own community, but our objective is to bring those research developments to the industrial community. So we have various the webinars on the and we are also creating opportunities for the research industries to get to know about any opportunities together, research commercialization the research output. So these are what we do for the research webinars. These we have worked with IIT Kharagpur Rubber Technology Center, various experts contributed, Mahidol University from Thailand, they did contribute, and also King Mong too. So please check our website, research-webinars.com. Okay. Some of the experts contributed. I'm very much thankful to all these researchers. See, at the end of the day, research is it's a backbone for the industry growth. Okay, these people are very important, and their research developments are much impact our industry. So we cover a lot on the research areas also. We have applied polymer research forums from Pakistan or Sri Lanka. We planned. Okay, so you can check our website on this. Okay. We have research network, polymer research network as well, and we have lots of publications. A lot of publications from for the rubber industry. I want you to check these publication store at technobiz.org. These are specialized books published by TechnoBiz. I'm thankful for all the authors contributing for these books. And we also have patents. I work with Rubber World in US, so they have the various publications on the and the research patents as well, and more books here. And again, Dr. Samir Majumdar, he contributed so many pocket books. These books are very useful on very focused topics. Yeah. So, some more here. And we publish Rubber and Tire Digest magazine. This is a joint activity with Rubber World in US, and it's a bi-monthly magazine. This is, it's a free subscription in the digital format. I welcome you all to subscribe this magazine to update yourself on the latest, news, and there are lots of technical articles are there, patents information, new products information they are there. A lot of useful. Please do register rubbertiredigest.com. Subscribe it. Currently, there are more than 6,000 global readers for this magazine. And I have I think many of you know, I actually do this on the Facebook group and Rubber Technologists Global Network. Currently, we have 3,500 members from 18 different countries. We cover basically on the industry developments and also the research and scholarships, events like that. So I believe many of you already follow us on Facebook. If not, this is my link, the facebook.com/groups/Rubber Technologists Network. Yeah. And we also have a Rubber Industry Business Network, and which is basically I'm operating through the LinkedIn group. So if you're interested, you can follow us on the Rubber Industry Business Network. And in all this recorded video by Mr. Uday Banerjee, we follow in the TechnoBiz channel. I also encourage. I will send a link for you, all of you, to follow our TechnoBiz channel. There will be a lot of useful information also in our channel and YouTube channel. Yeah. That's about what I'm doing for the TechnoBiz. And again, it's basically a company focusing on the polymer industries and the process technologies. We are independent private organization, aim to serve the global rubber industries as best as possible with available resources, partnerships, and friendships. I welcome everyone. TechnoBiz welcomes everyone, every professional who wanted to be part of this journey. Okay? So thank you very much, for listening to my, short story about TechnoBiz. I'm very much privileged and working with a lot of great people. This 16 years journey is, of course, I started, but it happened because of a lot of good people around me, and including all the speakers, experts, customers, you name it, so many. I can't name one person, but so many people helped us. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, now we get into the discussion side. I have some questions already for Mr. Uday Banerjee. Let me open his screen. Okay, Mr. Banerjee, are you ready for a Q&A session?
Yes.
Okay.
Peram, my request, he may not be able to answer those questions which are related to non-tire. It will be better if we get some questions from tire side.
Yeah.
Am I right? Like, suppose NBR industry, oil seal, or profile industry, PDM based, will it be okay for you, Dada?
Yeah. Which one?
Okay. Okay. Dr. Samar, we have discussed yesterday with Dr. Mr. Uday Banerjee what questions you would address it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Okay. The first question is this. I'm sure you will see this question, Mr. Uday, sir.
Dada, can you see the Peram screen?
No.
Okay, you need to look at the flower symbol, flower symbol, yeah?
Or Peram, we can read the question to him.
Okay, I can read for you. Okay, the question is, what are the challenges for green tires in commercial vehicle segment?
Oh, that's a huge subject. It cannot be just told in few minutes or some time. It is in gist. I can tell you that green tire is the future of the tire industry. The tire industry has to go for green tire because if you can see that in order to force the customer to buy the to buy the tires with green uh, uh, green tires or minimum carbon dioxide emission. Sorry, minimum carbon dioxide emission. That is in Europe. It first started in 1991 by Michelin. Michelin found that by adding full silica into a with a bifunctional silane, the tire gives a lower rolling resistance. But the major problem remains was the dispersion of silica. So the research work went on silica to make the better mixing with the silane and better mixing with the rubber. Now, if you see the fuel consumption of a tire from there is a no before that I would like to tell you that there is a tire labeling in Europe which has forced the buyer to follow the norms of reducing the carbon dioxide emission. Now there is a grade from A to G. Now G is the worst and A is the best. So from C to A, from A to C, if we change the rolling resistance, the fuel consumption will come down by 0.1 liter per 100 kilometers. And from C to B, in case of truck tires, it will be 12 liters per 1000 kilometers. Now you can see 1 kilometer, 1 liter of petrol or diesel is equivalent to 2500 grams of carbon dioxide. So we can imagine that a car and the vehicle, motor vehicles, light truck vehicles and truck tires, they are emitting how much carbon dioxide per year to the globe. So in order to reduce it, these silica tires came up and there is no alternative found than silica, and silica is the best material to comply with this situation. Now silica mixing, silica formulation and silica processing, all three requires different kind of material parameter, machine parameter and process parameter. For example, simply speaking, for measuring the process of carbon black compound, our rheometer itself is sufficient and we will be able to run the business by validating the results through rheometer. But in case of silica tires, you immediately need a RPA or rubber process analyzer from Alphatech or anybody else. So thereby you can measure the dynamic moduluses like elastic modulus and storage modulus and loss modulus. Now loss modulus divided by elastic modulus is tangent delta. Now tangent delta is an item which can really do a havoc in determining the different conditions of the tire. For example, rolling resistance, the grip, as well as the wear. Now this is the magic triangle properties of green tire, wherein if you improve the rolling resistance, your weight grip comes down, and sometimes the wear is not at par. So as a result, we will have to do a lot of work in order to balance these three parameters to make the proper silica-based tires, which can give results of lower emission of greenhouse gases. Now, in case of truck tires, this problem is the main thing which I told earlier. Is truck tire is made out of mainly natural rubber. There is no synthetic alternative yet that we can make a truck tires with synthetic rubber. A little bit of synthetic rubber we can use, but natural rubber, unless and until the silica is coupled with silane, it is not possible to make a silica tire properly. So in case of truck tires, the protein in the natural rubber is interfering with the silanization reaction with the rubber, as a result of which this reactive mixing is very difficult in case of natural rubber. So anyhow, some development has taken place with the silica, changing the silica by Evonik called 9001 and 7000, as well as in Solvay, they have developed silica for use in natural rubber compound. So they are actually going right now in the market, but the results are not yet fully satisfactory. Second important point in silica tire is the cost, and the environment. The silica tires, while you are making the silica silane reaction, evolves VOC, volatile organic compound, that makes the various kinds of problem, and as per tire industry need to eliminate VOC from these reactions. So as a result of which the new silane are being developed. Out of that, NXT silane is one of them, which is a Mercapto-based silane, and that silane is used to a certain extent in natural rubber trade, because one more important thing to point out, that we are doing business, we need money. So one mixing cycle of the silica and silane requires multi-stage, and as a result of which the cost of mixing is going up. Now, in order to improve that, this kind of machine development, as I told you, that is tandem mixer, that is pressureless mixing, that has given a better results compared to regular mixer. Now, that itself is very expensive in investment cost. So VOC is being done by is not yet been able to eliminate VOC properly from the rubber industry, silica compound mixing. Another thing is in silica mixing is the is the testing of the final tires. That is simulation test. Simulation test like LAT has come up in the picture, but we have no proper idea about how to evaluate the silica tire for the actual performance on the road. But a lot of work is going on in this regard. Now, another point is the safety of the tires. Now, in case of, if you see the tire labeling in European tires, there are A to G again, from braking distance of 80 km/h is there is a gain of 3 meters more than A. So similarly, if we keep on going from A to B to C, this C will give a 7 meters advantage in braking distance. Now, if we include this 7 meters plus 4 meters, that is 11 meters will be the total distance less, braking distance less than compared to A. And in case of G, this is 18 meters compared to A. So the silica silane mixing, this is most important to see that whether the tangent delta at low temperature is going high or not. Tangent delta showing at low temperature, at high temperature low, and low temperature high is the ideal one. So in case of silica tires, this is what is the endeavor, and regular research is going on, taking into consideration the three aspects: material, process, and the machine. Do you have any other
question? Can we go to the next question? Dada, Peram has to ask, many questions are there.
Okay.
Can he ask the next question?
Yes.
Are you able to see my screen, sir?
No, I am unable to see your screen.
You know that, you need to click on the flower. You remember that flower at the bottom?
Peram, we read the question for him.
Yeah, okay.
Dada, the question is high frictional abrasion resistance for non-black rubber compounds.
For non-black rubber compound, it is the solution is silica. Solution is silica and silica mixing technology. It is possible to manufacture high abrasion resistant silica. In case of truck tires, it is still not reached the goal. But in case of passenger tires, I say that I have developed a tire in LINGLONG which has given a mileage of 140,000 kilometers in passenger car.
Peram,
Any more?
go to the next. Dada, the next question is silica-based, low heat buildup and low rolling resistance compound development.
This is itself is a very big subject, and it cannot be explained in a few minutes, because it itself is a huge subject. As I told you repeatedly, it consists of machine, material, and process parameters, as well as the validation parameters. So all these things are necessary, And secondly is that you need to have a good knowledge of how to make a recipe out of this, and through continuous development work it is possible. It is possible, but you cannot make the higher than carbon black.
Dada, the next question is how to eliminate bloom in EPDM.
Bloom in EPDM is very difficult, because EPDM, the solubility of accelerator into EPDM, it depends upon that. Now it is a really problem in EPDM. So recently a accelerator has been developed called Duvolak EG or Duvolak EG3. They are better than what current accelerators you are using. This is an imported material from Germany.
What is the relation of loss modulus, storage modulus, and tangent delta to compounds?
Loss modulus divided by the storage modulus is tangent delta.
Correct.
And what else you want to know? Tangent delta?
That's all. Actually, they want to know what the loss modulus is having significance, or the storage modulus is having the significance, and also the tangent delta.
All the three have got significance, but most important is the elastic modulus or storage modulus and the tangent delta. But tangent delta is the most important parameters on which a silica technologist or silica experts are playing.
What is the most significant achievement of your professional career? That is the next question.
Most successful is that I have been able to develop compound almost each of my places I have worked. All the factories were accepting Dunlop. Also Dunlop, I developed a compound of our inner liner which has shown improved in cracking resistance. Otherwise, I have mainly involved in the developing the compound for all tire companies, and especially in Goodyear, it was not allowed for the local compounders to develop the compound. It has to come from Akron. But I changed the thing. I developed the compound, I gave the results, and they had to agree it. That is unless and until you give the validation test or results, then if the results are okay, nobody can stop it. So that's how. So most important thing is that I developed compound, especially all the tire industries, and I am extremely handy with silica compound. I can produce silica compound with any challenge, like the challenge I faced for Toyota in Yokohama tire. I will be able to face the challenge for silica-based tires unless and until I get the material, the machine, and the process parameter. Of course, is a limitations for finance, because processing time is most important. So this processing time, I do not know we will be able to improve on that. provided proper machinery setup are available.
Piram, any more question, or we must thank now Uday sir?
We have two more questions. After that, we'll stop it. Yeah. Okay. Let me put that questions on. Please stand by.
The next question is, what is the most exciting special purpose rubber with long-term sustainability?
Long-term
Sustainability.
long-term sustainability. Now,
Piram, I think this question will not be relevant to him, because most of the special purpose rubbers that are used by the non-tire people.
I think so. It will be, but sustainable natural rubber, some work is going on, like Goodyear rubber is being evaluated for they can be produced even in the desert. That's what the work is going on, but I do not know what is the advancement in that area.
Piram, go to the next question. New EV will affect rubber components manufacturer. Electric vehicle.
Electric vehicles similarly, like fossil fuel vehicle is same, because of course there is no carbon dioxide emission, but power consumption. The power consumption is indirectly related to the carbon dioxide emission or carbon footprint. So electric tires will be having almost the same technology of material and compounding, like I feel is like silica tires. Low rolling resistance, high grip, low rolling resistance tire, and quite a reasonable mileage.
So Piram, I am requesting you to thank Uday sir.
Uday sir, you want to touch this one? Co-curing of fabric, core, and thread in a solid tire. What I do like this, I have more questions to add. What I suggest is that I will pass these questions to Mr. Uday sir, and he will find his time and to answer them appropriately later on, either by email. Okay, you can contact him with this email address as well. Is available at banerjee.uday@gmail.com. I want to sincerely thank Mr. Uday sir to accepting our invitation. It is the first edition, first webinar under the Eminent Personality webinar, which is basically aim for the learning from eminent people, well-experienced and respected people, with focus on the Indian rubber technologist. Mr. Uday sir, I'm very much thankful to you for supporting this. Okay, I'm hoping that you enjoy it. Okay. Would you like to share a few words with the audience?
Yeah, I would like to say to all audience that let us be more innovative. Let us do innovations. Let us not stick to things which is running. You will have to look at ahead of how we can do better. That is what is my that is what I want to say to the rubber technologists and the tire industry and rubber industries as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Message is
Thanks a lot.
be innovative. Is that correct? Yeah. Be
Yes.
innovative.
Be
Yeah.
innovative.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uday sir, for supporting this, this webinar. Okay, Dr. Samar, would you like to add any final words to the audience?
I would like to thank each one of you for joining this session, and also my special thanks to Uday for his. We have spent almost more than 1.5 hours, Peram. So
Yes.
we must thank Uday sir that being a person of such age, he has given us that much time. So special thanks to Uday sir.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Okay, guys, thank you very much all. Okay, again, thanks to all the audience, and I want you to oops. These are our next schedule. Okay, for our programs, eminent webinars, and each one is specialized in their own areas. Okay, I'm looking forward to welcome you in our next session, which is scheduled on the 14th August. This is also Saturday. Okay, and 3 p.m. Indian time, we'll be hosting Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan. So I welcome you all. I'm looking forward to see you in the next program. And with this note, from my bottom of my heart, it's very much personal for me, because when I'm talking to Mr. Uday sir or Lakshmi Narayanan and other people, all these experts, they're like our grandparents with huge experience, a lot to learn. And I want you to reach out to Mr. Uday sir, see if you need some help. He's still able to assist you. I gave you his email address, so please be in touch. If there is anything that I can help you from our side and TechnoBiz point of view, even Dr. Samar, you can also reach out to Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay as well. Anything we can assist you on helping your technical issues and appropriate. We address them appropriately. Okay. Again, big thanks to all of you for joining this session today. I'm hoping to meeting in the future programs at the Eminent Personality webinars for the next, which is scheduled on the 14th August with Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan and others. There will be a long list. I'm hoping to make it 100 experts at least in the next 1 or 2 years time, reaching out to all these. We call it a 70 or 75 plus club. They're huge knowledge, huge experience. I'm sure there are a lot of bits and we can learn from this experienced people, and particularly young people. It's a lot of hard work, working for so many years. You're talking about 40, 50 years in the rubber industry. Man, I'm sure we can learn a lot from these people. Please be in touch, guys. I'm hoping to meeting in any of other TechnoBiz activities, whether it is know-how webinar, whether it is technology webinar, whether it is India Rubber Forum, whichever it is, be in touch with me. You know my email address. I'm sure you're getting my emails. Thank you all for joining. Swadikap. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thanks to each one of you. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.